Usually what we need to do is we have to do a join. Select. How to do a join? I am just saying select state code, state name, country code, country name from state master. Now this is called inner join. So generally the way the queries are written, or the structure, the way the query has to be written is like this. Select. You have to put the column names like this. This is the syntax followed in the system. So from state master, this is how the syntax supposed to be. Then join, which you want to join. Country master is what I want to join. If I have the same column name in two places, then I have to use state as yes master, SM, country master as CM, and I have to put here SM dot reference table, SM dot, this is from country master, this is from country master. So I need to put the reference like this, and on what I need to join? Join on SM dot country ID equals CM dot country ID. Because now there are two country IDs. Country ID is available in both state and country master. So system doesn't know which country ID I need to use. So here also you have a country ID. Here also you have a country ID. System doesn't know which country ID he has to use. So we are doing a join. Now I am establishing a relationship dynamically inside the query window. So join country master as CM, and as CM means it is a reference. Otherwise I have to put here state master dot country ID. So to reference this, I am establishing the join. Join can have a multiple entity, and also it is allowed. So having established that, now I want to do a query for all records. I now select run. Now you can see it is only showing the state which is having a mapping. The state 1 has got skipped. State 1 is not available now because you are mapping to the country ID to the country ID. Since you are mapping to the country ID, this country ID 3 doesn't exist. So you want to see the country ID for your understanding, you can see that as well. So country ID, I am taking it from select from CM. So I am taking it from CM, the country ID I am plotting now. You can see the country ID 2 is listed, country ID 3 because it is not mapped, it is been now missed. 3 is there, but 3 physically not there in the country master. And this kind of concept is called inner join. Both has to match. Another problem that you generally get in the joins are, right, as you have seen here in this table, you notice now it is wrongly mapped. State 1 is wrongly mapped, right? So to India, and it is wrongly mapped because we have not mapped the state 1 to the India. But he is taking that. These are all the problems with the joins. So when this is very important when you are dealing with the joins. So select country ID, SM country ID equal to country ID. If I make this query, and this join is called inner join. So this is now we are making it as a inner join. Let us now try to get into the next level, that is outer join. So if you have queries as of now, please let me know. We'll come back to this, why this particular guy is getting executed. We'll come back to that as we go, right? So there is still some reference which needs to be removed, and that is still not removed. That is the reason he is able to come up with the data. Right now I will for another thing, before I go, if you have any queries, please let me know. Perfect. So I didn't receive any queries, so I'll proceed now further. Now we are moving on to called left join or outer join, right? Left outer join, full join, uh, right outer join. There are so many things available. Let us take, I will do one thing. I'll create one more country. I'll create one more country. I'll insert this country now. This is not mapped to the table, right? This is not mapped to the table. There is a state which is again not mapped to the table in the country master. So I will now update state master for null value in the country ID 3. So because there is no country there, I'll just update it. How to update? Update table name. Then which column you want to update? Set column name, country ID. With what value you want to update? Null is the value I want to update. And for what you want to update, where I don't want to update for all records, I want to update for state ID equals 6. I just like to update for this record country ID as null. So now if you see, this is my record now. India, America, and you have India mapped to state 1 not mapped. I am trying to now explain you what is outer join, how the outer join works. I hope now you are clear with inner join. The one that you are showing now is your inner join. I'll put here select star from country master, select star from state master. So I now add these two. I'll put all the 3 graphs now. In this now, the bottom end you can see only 2 records are shown. These 2 records showing only that is mapped in these 2 tables. India is available. The state 1 is not available. So it is not showing the state. So only India is available. So and the state belongs to the India. Only these 2 records are shown. This is called inner join. Both records has to match in the both tables. Second, now I am getting into outer join. How it is? Now let us select. I'll use the same select. Right? I'll use the same thing. Same, I'll copy this. But what I'll do here is left outer join. I now make it left outer join country ID, country master. So I am doing a left outer join country master as CM. All other things remain same. Let us see now how the script works. Are able to see now? The state, the null value of the state is appearing here because it is left outer join. Since it is left outer join, in left hand side, whatever left hand side means the state master is the left hand side. In this state master, even though there is no mapping candidate, I am able to list that as well. Even though there is no mapping candidate, I am able to list that as well. So this is the example of left outer join. So I now execute it. So in the country master, we have created America. That America is not listed now. Whereas it is listing now the state. So that is called left outer join. I copy the same. I put it now as right outer join. Right outer join, I now put it. You can see the difference. I'll run both the queries so that you understand what it is. So that you can understand the exact difference. Left outer join, I am now made state without mapping, so the country ID is not mapped, so you can see the state alone. Whereas the country is not available here. In below, state is not available but country is available. Are you able to notice this? So here this is called right outer join. So what is right, what is left? It is from the perspective of the script. For this right means country master. For this left means state master. So outer join, what is right and left, this is how it is. So when to give outer join, when to give a inner join, when to give right outer join, a developer has to be very careful. I am copying this. There is one more called full outer join. In fact, there are a lot of mistakes when we did the first project we happened to make in this situation because of this understanding is not clear. So now I make it as a full outer join. You see now the fourth graph, all four is appearing. AM America is also appearing, state is also appearing, the one that is mapping is also appearing. Right? So full outer join, outer is the word that is very important. There is no full join. Full join, I don't think it is there. I'll just execute and then see. If it is there, it is fine. Right? So full outer join is very important. Full outer join means all, both the side, left and right, whichever is not matching, that is also is appearing here. That means all records are being listed now. So this is about, I will just remove this full. Now full join is not there. So it will give an error, I think. It is also available. It is also working. So full join is also equivalent to outer join. Yes. Right? So full outer join or full join, you can use both. So very simple to learn. I always say learning is takes hardly few seconds, but resistance to learning, it may take years to come out, because we always say we don't know, and we avoid learning because we are afraid of failure. As far as my knowledge goes, learning requires your courage. Even if it is fail, that is fine, because learning becomes very fast. Failure has to happen. Make failures. I always say you create failures so that the learning is faster. Right? So now we have seen what is join, what is inner join, what is outer join. By join, default means it is inner join generally. Right? Full join means it is considered as an outer join, both left and right. Right? There are questions asked. Can you show me examples where exactly these joins, outer joins are used or left joins are used? I'll showcase you that in my project. I need to find out exactly where we have used. I'll show you maybe in subsequent classes. Remind me as we get into the class. Right? Usually there are certain questions which I have to simulate. For that I need to work. So I'll do that. Because we have projects, we have used left joins and outer joins. I'll show you those as we go. Right. So this is about joins. Right. If you have any queries on this, let me know. So very important part here in our situation is how we manage or how developer manage the database, and what are all the common problems as an end user you will face. Now you have noticed the state 1, even though the state 1 doesn't have the mapping, we are able to get that listed, or it has been missed out from it. The relationship has failed. When relationship has failed, what will happen if you are seeing a report? I'll do one more thing on the probability of problems. I'll just show you one more example. What I do now is I truncate. Yesterday we have deleted the record and inserted the record. We have seen that country ID. I'll just start from fresh. So select star from country master. Right? This is where we were yesterday. So you now know 2 is there, 1 is not there, 3 is not there, 4 is there because we have deleted. So delete operation retains the primary key, right? What happens if I truncate? There is one called truncate. Truncate table. Truncate table country master. I am clearing off, it is more than deleting. It removes the reference as well. Right? So in country master I have truncated the table. After truncating the table, I create now the America first. Please note, these are all the common mistakes that developer does. I now insert America now. Country code America, I am inserting. Now this is, I am inserting the America. Please watch it carefully. I have inserted the record. After inserting the record, now you see what is the reference I have now. Country ID 1 become America. Now if I am not removed anything from the state. So if I put a join, see what happens to the join. I'll show you this join. After inserting, truncating, I used insert. I'll try to keep the script as it is so that if you run the script, you will get an answer. So after I truncated, I've inserted the record. This is what I did. Second, I am trying to now do the join with inner join. This is inner join. Join by default means it's inner join. So I now select the join. Now you can see my table is now wrongly mapped. Oh, country ID, SM country ID, join state master. SM country master, SEM country ID is country ID. Select star from state master. I think we are starting from 1. 1 is anyway removed, so I have to now make one more America because it is referred as 2, country ID 2, right? So country ID 2, I'll explain you why we are using truncate here. I'll explain it as we go. I'll just finish it off this now. I will now make one more America, insert the record again. So I'll have 2 values now. Now I do this join. So now you can see, even though Karnataka is part of India, it is wrongly mapped to America. This is another problem. You will get it in the non-relational database management system without a relationship. So because it allows you to remove the country, once you create the country with the same ID, different ID, then automatically he is allowing you to map it to the wrong guy. So now why truncate, why not say, for example, why not delete? The difference between the truncate and the delete is, delete will keep intact of the primary key reference. Whereas the truncate, see for example, I am developing the project. I'll be a lot of testing data is moved into the database. I hope you all agree with me. There will be a lot of testing data that has been, which is not related to the actual data, that has got moved inside my DB. Before I deliver the bill to the client, what I need to do? I need to truncate all so that I start from the fresh reference. I don't want the wrong reference to be mapped. So I want the fresh reference, so I truncate all the table, I clean it and then I give it to my end user. So when he does it, then I start from the truncate. So what happens in the person, the client who is aware of the database, if sometimes they will import the data through backend. I'll import the data from the CSV file, Excel sheet, I'll import. In that there are some wrong data. What they will do is, they will truncate it and re-import the data. But by the time they understood it is wrong, it may take maybe a week, maybe 3 days. there might be other transactions has been processed based on the data that is already been imported. Then what happens? That data is mapping to the different guy, whereas in this guy is, when I truncate it and reload the data, he is mapping it to the wrong guy. These are all the common problems that happens when you create a database without a relationship. So relationship management is very, very important, right? So in this case, I remove truncate to ensure that I discard the primary key reference and starting from the fresh reference. So since I started from the fresh reference, I truncated the data. That is the reason I have truncated the data, right? Is this clear?